Tony Podesta steps down from the Podesta Group, and he is talked about by Tucker Carlson on Fox News. Well, Venable, which is a very, very good national law firm, they sent a letter to Tucker Carlson, and they basically threatened Tucker Carlson to stop talking about this. Is it going to help Tony Podesta to do this? And the answer is no. Here's Carlson talking about it.
We got a letter from Jeff Garanther. He's a lawyer with Venable LLP, a big law firm here in D.C. The letter demands that this show, quote, immediately cease and desist disseminating false and misleading reports about Mr. Podesta and the Podesta Group. It demands we retract and delete all our prior reporting on the Podesta Group and warns that if we don't do this, quote, Mr. Podesta may pursue legal action, including for damages, in order to fully protect his rights. The letter doesn't stop there, though. It also warns us that we will face legal action under the Copyright Act merely for quoting from this letter publicly, as we just did. The most amusing line, though, is this one. Quote, Paul Manafort did not work with the Podesta Group in its representation of the European Center for a Modern Ukraine. That's what the lawyer's letters told us. Apparently that lawyer hasn't read the Manafort indictment yet. In paragraph 22 of that indictment, we read this, quote, at the direction of Manafort and Gates, companies A and B engaged in extensive lobbying on Ukraine. The indictment also says that the Podesta Group and Mercury were selected personally by Paul Manafort to lobby on behalf of Ukrainian interests.
So stonewalling, in other words, is the worst thing that you can do here, because if you stonewall, it's just going to lead to more information being disseminated, like Tucker Carlson did correctly last night on his program. So this is a mistake. The way that Trump should play this, first of all, let me just say this. The person who is most in agreement with me on this is Alan Dershowitz, the Harvard law professor who I actually had at Harvard Law. And he says that he doesn't think that Mueller is going to, quote unquote, get Trump. I think this is correct.
His indictment has everything to do with Trump. They never would have indicted him for money laundering or tax evasion if he weren't somebody who they thought could turn on Trump, could provide information and evidence, if not Trump, somebody higher up in the chain between Manafort and Trump. This is dominoes. You knock down the first domino, that knocks down the second domino. Ultimately, what Mueller is aiming for is the big domino in the Oval Office. I don't think they're going to get him. I don't think they have anything, because collusion, even if it were to be established, isn't a crime.
This is correct.
You have to find something that actually...
As I've said before, collusion is not, in fact, a crime. You actually have to engage in conspiracy in order for you to achieve a crime. None of that is real. And so the best thing that Trump can do is sort of open his arms and say, bring it at me, come at me, bro.